Missed an episode of your favorite podcast? Choose from over a decade of content in our archives, not just the latest episode. All free at GCNlive.com.
This is your call to action. Get prepared, America. Economy, survival, energy, disasters. This is USAPrepares.com. Informative radio, educational radio. Interact now by emailing instructor@USAPrepares.com or text at 434-390-7953. Class, please take your seats. Now, your instructor, Vincent Finelli.
Watch the greenbacks tumble.
Everyone all set? Cocked, locked. Here we go. Your dial set correctly to USAPrepares.com. We broadcast 2 hours from high atop the Missouri Ozark Mountains. And if you'd like to call us, we'll be talking about health and nutrition today. 866-582-9933. 866-582-9933. And we have a listen line that is working really well. And if you'd like to call and listen to this broadcast at any time, 605-477-3249. 605-477-3249. There's a link to your instructors on the website, USAPREPARES.com. John is engineering the broadcast, assisted by Frodo. Frodo is our puppy at GCN. And with us today is Stephen Heuer. I'm so delighted to be broadcasting with Stephen Heuer. Stephen has been to the Get Prepared Expo. He's been on the broadcast classroom with us over the years, and it's delightful to be with him today. Welcome, Stephen Heuer.
Thank you. Thank you, Vincent. I appreciate the opportunity.
Oh, you're certainly welcome. Stephen, I wanted to share something with you. I've been taking some time off. I mentioned to our meetup group that I needed to take about a month off to work on the farm. And the reason I wanted to work on the farm, or needed to work on the farm, is to get ready for winter. And we have cows, and those cows are fenced in. They can't get out of our property. Well, not too easily anyway. And so it's my responsibility to make sure that their health and welfare is provided for. So I've been working on the fields, and I'm trying to get our fields to have the best soil possible so that we can grow the best crops and the best grasses to feed our cows. Because healthy cows are better cows, and healthy cows cause less problems for us.
Yeah, they're immune.
Yeah. It's right, because like a sick person in the family, it's a burden.
Yeah.
Well, now imagine having 100 burdens, in the family.
So what do you do to the soil?
Well, I'm working on spreading manure. I'm working on dethatching. I'm going to be taking some soil samples and test for nutrients. But I want to put on I want to add supplements like micronutrients to the soil that typically are just not done. Typically, it's standard commercial fertilizers what farmers put on their grass, and they typically grow Kentucky 31 fescue.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it. Well, I don't think that's enough. And what I've been doing is watching the cows. I watch what they eat. And what's really interesting is they like to eat the top half of the grass. They don't like to eat the bottom half. So I'm thinking that, what we should do is increase our rotation of the pastures so that they only eat the top couple of inches, and then we move them to the next top couple of inches and let them eat the tops. So it's a lot more work for us, but I think it's going to provide more nutrition for the cows. So we're going to experiment.
I've read
yes.
that that's what, farmers are doing in like Acres USA publication. That's actually one of the methods they say, this herd, maximizing the amount of cows on a pasture space, letting them fully, nourish themselves with eating just the top third of the grass, but then moving them actually ends up creating a lot of fertility to the soil and renewed growth and healthier grass if you do it that way, letting them eat, like you just said, the top third, and then moving them to the next, paddock.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly right. Now, it's more work, but I really think it's going to be worth it. So the question is, are we real farmers or are we not real farmers? And if we're real farmers, we have to really do the best job we can. And there was a guy who was on television, I think it was back in the 1980s. His name is Lee Iacocca. And Lee Iacocca took the CEO position of Chrysler,
right.
which was failing. And during this one television commercial, he just stood there and he said, we don't want to be the biggest, just the best. And that keeps going through my mind. We don't want to be the biggest. We just want to be the best at growing, our animals.
Right.
And I'm also thinking, Stephen, about adding to the herd. So, for example, we raise black cows, and some people might call them black Angus. Well, we have some red cows too, and they're red Angus cows. We have just a few of those. But we like the black cows. They seem to have the right disposition for us, the right size. We don't have too many birthing problems, and they work well for us. I mean, there are much larger cows which are harder for us to handle, so we prefer the size we have. But we'd like to add some camels. We'd like to add camels to the herd, and we're interested in building a camel dairy. So that requires more fencing because camels are a little taller than the cows, and they can look over the fence, and the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence, no matter where the fence is. So we want to make sure that we are ready for some camels, because camels are extremely expensive. A cow might cost a couple $1,000, maybe $2,000-$3,000. A camel might cost $15,000. Yeah.
Yeah, I know a farmer doing that up in North Carolina that I've talked to that, he's doing it for camel milk purposes. He's a healthcare professional, and they have their own little herd of cows plus camels, and the camel milk is something I guess they're selling.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly right. And camel milk can sell for $20 to $25 per pint.
Wow.
Per pint. Yeah. Yeah. And one of our instructors, Dr. Millie Hinkle, has been with us talking about camel milk and the benefits of it and how it will help those who have diabetes. Now, my concern in that arena is we have so many people who have diabetes. It's in epidemic proportions. And what is the solution should the grid go down? Is there one? I don't think so. So camel milk is probably the best solution for those who need insulin, as far as I can tell. So that's one other thing we're doing. And then we'd like to raise goats, because goats will do things that cows don't do. Goats will eat all the brush and the stickers and the leaves that, on them. And boy, it'd be nice to get rid of some of that.
Yeah.
So that's the plan. Now, the reason I'm mentioning all this is because we want to have our animals be as healthy as possible. And we are what we eat. So I don't want to eat supermarket food. Mm-hmm. I want to get away from it. And I know a lot of others listening to this broadcast want to do that as well. But there are other things that we need to do to be healthy. And that's where you are expert. So what I'm trying to say is Vincent Finelli is doing these things to become more independent, more healthy. And you bring something to the party that Mrs. Finelli absolutely, positively believes in. And that is, you have a product. And by the way, this is not an infomercial. This is just me sharing our family experiences with something that we've learned from Stephen Heuer. Mrs. Finelli is blonde and has blue eyes. And she's pretty slim. She's within a few pounds of her high school weight. I would say she's about 120 pounds. And you've met Mrs. Finelli, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you know that she's blonde and blue, and she was using your One World Way product, and her dermatologist in Virginia many, many years ago would say that these little bumps on their back were barnacles. That was what he called them.
Huh.
Well, they seemed to disappear after taking One World Way for months and months.
Right.
How about that? Have you heard of that before?
I've heard of skin improvements, but not like actual skin abnormalities going away, but I've heard of people reporting that their skin is looking more glowing and more youthful. Women report it more than anyone, but yes.
Mm-hmm. Now, I'm not saying she looks like a Pebble Beach. That's not it at all. But she did have, some spots on her skin as well, and they seem to disappear. So I wanted to share that with you.
That's outstanding. I mean, I've heard testimonials over the years that have been pretty impressive. So there's definitely some magic in this product that the inventor put into it. That me as a healthcare professional, it's my, I guess you could say, the currency that feeds my soul is the inspiration of other people getting beneficial results from things that God's brought into my life that have a positive effect on people's chemistry. And sort of like seems like my assignment in this, I believe in lifetimes, so I say I believe that it's my assignment in this lifetime to be investigating, you could say, nature's pharmacy, God's pharmacy, and understanding all the different things that God put into this beautiful nature world that most people are not aware of, that I've been forced to look at these things over the last 38 years to find solutions for some of the challenges that I've gone through with mercury poisoning. And so I've been able to, try hundreds, thousands of products and, have a lot of exposure to a lot of people doing a lot of different things. And so it's nice to be able to then distill that all down into what's the most effective. And that's kind of what I bring to the table for people that want to not, because you could really, there's a lot of different experts out there that have written their books and seem to be, really knowledgeable on nutrition and healing. But I find that a lot of the things that you could do that you're going down, usually it's a dead end. It's cul-de-sac. You go down it and then you have to come back out because, it's not seeing the bigger picture. It's helping you with maybe one little thing, but it doesn't get your body to regulate itself back to an ideal state. And, anyways, I feel like I have gone through enough, experiences and enough, experimentation that, I've been able to come up with things that are more effective than most people are aware of.
You mentioned mercury poisoning, and many of us over the years have had amalgam fillings, mercury silver fillings. When we come back, would you share with us what you mean by mercury poisoning and what you did about it? Because, heck, I would think that the vast majority of those in this broadcast classroom have experienced mercury fillings and possibly mercury poisoning and headaches.
Yeah,
let's talk about that when we come back. Stephen Heuer, Synergistic Nutrition. We'll be right back. How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
My name is Bill Bonner, and I'm the president of the largest private news and research network in the world. And I paid for this airtime because I have an important message to the American people. There's a change coming that the government isn't telling you about. This change has deep implications for life in America, from where you shop to the doctors you visit and the family you want to protect. Look, I've made predictions like this before. Thing is, I was right then too. A few years ago, I warned that housing prices would collapse. They did. Before that, I warned that .com companies would crash. They did. Those who listened had a chance to save themselves. But this has nothing to do with the stock market. This will affect us all.
You can watch the video for free right now by going to dollardownfall.com. Again, that's dollardownfall.com.
Hey, Berkey Guy here. Are you still drinking unfiltered tap water? Does your water contain chlorine or fluoride? Will you have drinkable water in an emergency? The Berkey Guy is here to help you remove these and other potential contaminants from your water, thus helping you drink clean, purified water. We offer Berkey water purification systems at the lowest available prices online. Don't go another moment without Berkey system. Over the last 10 years, we've helped thousands drink clean, purified water. Join them by visiting goberkey.com or call me, the Berkey Guy, at 877-886-3653. That's 877-886-3653.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Ricky LeBlanc, admitted in Mass only. Sokolov Law, LLC, Chestnut Hill, Mass. Ken Levin, responsible attorney in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Greg Hobby, New Jersey. The choice of lawyer is an important decision that should not be based solely upon advertisements. While this firm maintains joint responsibility, most cases of this type are referred to other attorneys for principal responsibility. If you know what mesothelioma is, you or someone you love has likely been impacted by this devastating cancer. You may be entitled to compensation. Call Sokolov Law today. 1-800-218-HELP. The only known cause of mesothelioma is asbestos exposure. Thousands of hard-working men and women, including many U.S. veterans and industrial workers, have been diagnosed with mesothelioma because manufacturers knew the dangers but put profits ahead of people. An estimated $30 billion in court-ordered trust has been set aside to pay money to asbestos victims. If you or a loved one has been diagnosed with mesothelioma, call now. You may be entitled to receive compensation without ever going to court or filing a lawsuit. Call for a free legal consultation at 1-800-218-HELP. That's 1-800-218-HELP.
KDArmor.com is your one-stop shop for the most affordable body armor, period. With packages starting at $169.99 and free shipping on every order. Why would you go anywhere else? KD offers soft armor and rifle threat rated armor up to level 4. Go to KDArmor.com and get your body armor today while you still can. Mention this ad and receive a free water purification kit for a limited time with any body armor package. Go to KDArmor.com. That's CATI Armor.com. Come and take it.
Class Stephen Heuer is with us, Synergistic Nutrition. If you'd like to go to the website, SGN80, SGN80.com. Stephen Heuer, we're talking about mercury fillings, and many of us have been poisoned by our dental fillings. Can you share with us what happened, why we've been poisoned, and what we need to do about it?
Currently, the American Dental Association has taught, I guess, thousands upon thousands of men and women that have become dentists that when you combine the metal mercury with silver, copper, zinc, that the elements coming together ends up rendering the mercury neutral, so that it's no longer toxic. Yet, if that were true, then both the insertion and the removal process would not be treated as a toxic waste requiring special skills and special disposal processes. And that is exactly the way it is treated both before and after. If it's being removed from the mouth, it has to be treated as a toxic waste. It's not just thrown into the trash can. It has to be specially processed as though it was sort of like, the needles that people use, and they have to put it in special containers. It has to be disposed of in a special way. And so there's this sort of like glossing over, and the ADA, American Dental Association, has been challenged on this issue by, honest, well-meaning dentists that basically say, hey, this stuff is toxic. All of these studies show that mercury is toxic, and so why are you still allowing this to be taught as a safe substance? And they just go into denial mode and say there's not sufficient evidence and all that stuff, because to admit that they're wrong would basically be to admit that they're subject to millions upon millions of lawsuits and harm that's been caused to millions of people. Basically, when you take this substance, mercury, and you put it into the tooth, you're putting something into the mouth that's going to off-gas, both as a vapor, ethyl mercury, that you're going to inhale every minute that it's in your mouth. The amount that comes off varies depending upon how much abrasion that filling is exposed to from chewing of food. It's also going to vary depending upon how much heat comes in contact with it. So when you drink soup or drink hot drinks, then it's going to release a lot more vapor during that time window. And the American or the International Academy of Oral Medicine and Toxicology has done some good research on this, where they basically show you 25-year-old fillings that are exposed to just the abrasion of an eraser tip or the heat of hot coffee or something, and then show you they have a special phosphorescent screen. They put the tooth in front of that, and there's this vapor wafting off of the tooth each time they do something mechanically to the tooth, showing you that even a 25-year-old filling, a lot of times people go, I've had these in my mouth for 25 years or 30 years or 40 years. Certainly by now there's no more off-gassing. But that's actually not the case. It comes off continuously for forever, and you're breathing it in all the time. Now, the problem with mercury is that when it comes in contact with a normal cell, the cell is injured so that it won't perform correctly from that point on, and or it's killed. And when it comes in contact with a nerve cell, the nerve cell is killed. And this depends upon a person's, you could say, genetic health and how healthy their gut flora is as to how much damage is done. So, for instance, in my case, when I was 15 and a half and I had 2 fillings put in my mouth in one setting, came out of that dentist office and I had a very bad sore throat. And the sore throat persisted for 3 days, 4 days, and just wasn't going away. I think by the 6th day, my mother took me to the doctor, and I got some antibiotics, and I was on those for 10 days, and the sore throat still did not go away. So I was put on another round for 10 days, and by the end of the 20 days of antibiotics, the sore throat was gone. But now all the gut flora in my intestines have been killed off, and what happens when that happens, this is based on the book by Natasha McBride. It's called Gut and Psychology Syndrome. This book articulates that when you kill off your beneficial bacteria in your gut and you have mercury in your teeth, then whatever mercury comes into the gut, I guess we're going to commercial. Basically, 98% of the mercury coming into the gut from your teeth is going to deposit in your intestines, damage your intestines, kill your nerves in your intestines, go into your bloodstream, do all these things, because you've just taken away one defense mechanism for exposure to mercury, your beneficial bacteria.
Yeah, let's talk more about that when we come back, and then the link to cancer and mercury. Yeah. Stephen Heuer. We'll be right back.
Hunters, anglers, campers, and survivalists. Get back to nature. Expand your horizons with the highest quality, most versatile, unique slingshots and sling bows on the market at slingbow.com. Sling bow products are compact and models start from just $17.98. They're perfect for your bug out bag or storing in your vehicle. Give yourself and your loved ones the excitement and tradition of sling bow. A new frontier in archery and truly modern twist on this primitive survival tool. Feel the thrill only at slingbow.com.
No way. Is that a real bullet necklace?
No, it's a 9mm bullet necklace with matching earrings, you'll notice.
Those are awesome. Where'd you get them?
Dave found them at patriotnecklace.com.
Wow.
They have a variety of calibers and necklaces and earrings and keychains.
Patriotnecklace.com?
Patriotnecklace.com.
Your choice of caliber bullet includes a rugged American-made stainless steel dog tag chain. A percentage of every sale goes to military and service-related charities. And get a discount by entering GCN at checkout. Show your patriotism and support our troops with a bullet necklace from patriotnecklace.com.
Did you know that drinking pure, high alkaline water is one of the most important factors in maintaining high energy and vibrant health? Most experts agree that the water you drink should be at a pH level of 8 or higher. AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops, available only at alkavision.com, combine a unique formula of only the most alkaline minerals. AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops alkalize your water, ridding the body of harmful toxins, and helps you regain health and energy. Alkalizing your water by simply adding 10 drops of AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops helps the body rid itself of acidic waste, increases oxygen content, and raises the pH of your body to healthy levels. And bacteria and viruses cannot survive in an alkaline high pH environment. Order your bottle of AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops for only $29.95 at alkavision.com. That's ALKAvision.com. Or call 269-409-1776. 269-409-1776. Alkalize your body. Supercharge your health at alkavision.com today.
Owe $10,000 or more to the IRS?
Get on board with the Tax Admiral. Don't take on the IRS alone. I'll cut penalties and reduce your overall tax bill. Sometimes I can even get it zeroed out completely.
We're an A-rated company helping people clean up their mess with the IRS.
If you owe $10,000 or more, then call the Tax Admiral.
Call 800-287-7180. Again, that's 800-287-7180. 800-287-7180.
With the many stock market ups and downs over these last few weeks, many people are asking themselves, are they doing the right thing? Do they have the right financial plan in place? Here's the real question. You should be asking yourself, do you have the right financial professional in place? Well, my friend Rocky DeFrancisco, attorney and founder of the Wealth Preservation Institute, has authored a new book called Bad Advisors, How to Identify Them and How to Avoid Them. In this book, you'll identify financial planners who are forbidden by their broker-dealers from giving you the best advice. You'll understand why most CPAs, EAs, and accountants don't even provide proactive advice to help you save for your taxes. And, of course, you're going to identify insurance agents who are forbidden from selling you the best products available in the marketplace. Don't wait. Don't hesitate. It's only your retirement dollars. And for a limited time, we're going to give you the free ebook version of this book, Bad Advisors, How to Identify Them, How to Avoid Them. Call right now, 888-772-2929. That's 888-772-2929. Take control of your financial lives today.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pulaski of the Pulaski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states. Attention Xarelto users. If you or a loved one took Xarelto and suffered a serious bleeding event, you may be entitled to financial compensation. Xarelto is a popular prescription blood thinner used to prevent blood clots and protect patients from strokes. These serious bleeding events have led to numerous cases of hospitalization and even death. Phone lines are open 24/7. Call 800-261-0937. That's 800-261-0937.
Sciatica, lower back pain, hip pain, poor posture. If you suffer from any of these problems, get ready to relax. Introducing an amazing product that's been in the market for over 25 years, the Sacro Wedgie. It was invented by a football coach using a common sense osteopath technique. He created this device to help his athletes by isolating and supporting the sacrum, which is the keystone of our anatomy. This wedge-shaped bone is in the center of our hips, where a lot of pain starts. Simply relax 20 minutes daily on the amazingly simple Sacro Wedgie and let gravity do the work, helping muscles rebalance and start releasing nerves. Sit in the Sacro Wedgie at the computer or while traveling to help correct posture to finally help relieve those stubborn aches and pains for only $33.95. It's made in the USA, so click the family-owned website at sacrowedgie.com, spelled SACROWEDGY.com, or call 1-800-737-9295. That's 1-800-737-9295. Relax your back pain away with the Sacro Wedgie.
Stephen Hewer's with us. In class, we're talking about mercury poisoning in dental fillings, and I've had them in the past. And those fillings actually contain about 50% mercury and about 25% silver. And I posted on the website an article that says that 72% of the respondents of this survey said that they didn't know that mercury was a main component of dental amalgam fillings. And it also said that dentists who use silver amalgam fillings often do not inform their patients that they contain mercury. And I can attest that that is the case. That is the case, at least with me. In addition, I'd like to read something about Proposition 65 in California, and it says, notice to patients. Warning on dental amalgams used in many dental fillings causes exposure to mercury, a chemical known to the state of California to cause birth defects or other reproductive harm. Root canal treatments and restorations, including fillings, crowns, and bridges, use chemicals known to the state of California to cause cancer. Stephen?
Yeah. The public announcement is long overdue. Anybody that knows biochemistry knows this from way back. So anyways, it's good that the truth is finally coming out. But the thing is that a lot of people, like I said, still, because they haven't experienced, you could say, some kind of overt diagnosable condition, they may not feel their best they tend to just, relegate this as not something that's applicable to them, even if they still have their fillings. But I want to just stress that that's not true. The older you get, the less your liver is able to compensate. So I said a little earlier before the break that, when you destroy beneficial bacteria, you absorb more of the mercury as it comes into your GI tract from just what's coming off of your teeth as you chew food. And that's what happened to me. It killed the nerves in my gut. I went into chronic constipation for 24 years from just basically having damage to so many of the nerves in my intestines. The other thing is as you get older, and it took me 24 years to figure out how to reverse it. Basically, I did reverse it. My intestines are pretty healthy now, but it took a long time to figure that out. And that's one of the reasons that I became, a nutritionist was this, I was really healthy as a child or as a boy, and then that changed, and all of a sudden I had to focus on nutrition and supplementation and try and figure things out. But come forward in time to, say, a 60, 70-year-old who's still got the mercury fillings. What you're dealing with is that the liver's production of your glutathione and the various detoxification chemicals that the liver produces are going to go down. They're going to go down just from aging. They're going to go down from the fact that mercury is in the system. It keeps depositing throughout your tissue structures, damaging cell structures, damaging liver function, damaging and suppressing the body's ability to produce glutathione. And there's another study done by Nestle that showed that to whatever degree you have inflammation in the intestines, the rest of the body is signaled that it's not to not produce glutathione, the number one chemical that the body produces to remove mercury or to remove toxins in general. It's signaled to not produce that in the quantities that it could, simply because the intestinal tract is not yet ready in a state of inflammation. It's kind of like saying the body's telling the rest of the body that it's not safe to take toxins into the intestines in large amounts or at all, because the intestines won't be able to eliminate them. You might just reabsorb it. So getting rid of the inflammation in the intestines is partly what helps signal the rest of the body to detox. But as you get older, your ability to produce this glutathione, keep the inflammation down in your intestines, or keep the liver and the rest of the body producing glutathione to detox the mercury in the tissues is just not happening. So the mercury now can just pass freely into the body and deposit more readily in the tissues, including the brain. And I believe this is where the dementia comes from that people experience. One of the reasons. I think it's also having to do with the chemtrails for sure. All the aluminum people are inhaling from chemtrails is a big contributor. But mercury is not helping at all either, because it creates the same tangled neural fibrils in the brain that you see in an Alzheimer's patient's brain. When you see mercury exposure to neurons, it creates these tangled, damaged neural fibrils that are indicative of somebody with, Alzheimer's. And I believe also that's true of Parkinson's, MS. It just, whichever part of the brain is most damaged then ends up exhibiting that particular symptomology, whether it's the shaking of Parkinson's or whether it's the memory problems with Alzheimer's or whether it's the myelin sheaths being damaged and the MS can't control their nerve conductive responses, so they become unable to coordinate their movements and they have involuntary spasms. All this is a factor. I had a lady friend that was a naturopathic doctor that I was in a relationship for a short period of time who had a mouthful of mercury fillings and was not aware of the role they played in causing MS. And she had MS, multiple sclerosis. So I had to teach her about this and help her. And anyways, one thing about having mercury in the body is that it tends to make the brain less flexible. It tends to make you produce less neurotransmitters. You're less able to process information, so you stay more rigid and in your comfort zone of your habitual thoughts and your habitual way of thinking. And people are less inclined to actually accept this message that mercury needs to be removed from your teeth. And then you need to go through a good period of time, a minimum of 3 months, maybe 6 months, to detoxify the mercury that's stored in your body. This is one of the messages that I'm excited to share. I spent years looking for different things to detoxify the mercury from my tissues and my brain. And I had my mercury fillings removed in 91, but I had no symptom improvement. I had chronic fatigue syndrome, adrenal exhaustion issues back then, and I had no symptom improvement until about 1997, 98, when I learned how to detoxify mercury out of my body. And I did it for 9 months, and after 9 months, my bowels started working normally, 75% normal for the first time in 24 years, and I was on the road to full recovery with my intestinal health. and recovery of my, mental powers and my better memory and better adrenal function all were improving as a result of this 9-month mercury detox. Now, what I did back then was a prescription-based substance called DMPS and DMSA, and I don't recommend that because it's forcing mercury out of the system and out through the kidneys, which is damaging and weakening to the kidneys, and that's a risk that I no longer would take. There's a much more better method now that I've seen in my client practice that works the best. I've worked with many products from the zeolites, the nanonized chlorellas, the cilantro extracts, the different products that are out there besides that are designed to pull mercury out of the body. And it's come to my realization that the best thing to take is the One World Way, which is the protein powder you spoke of that Mrs. Finelli is enjoying and takes. That product, I've seen people call us up and tell us, hey, I've just had, hair mineral tests done where my mother, 89-year-old mother, for the first time in 6 hair tests, her mercury, lead, and arsenic are now come down to nearly non-detectable as a result of being on your whey protein for 2 months. Or another client saying that my body is having this rash on my face and this itchiness around my eyes, and after 2 weeks on your product, and come to find out this is a metallurgist that has had metal dust particles on his face during in the workplace for hours on end, for years on end, and his body's finally detoxifying these embedded metal particles out of his cheeks and stuff while he's on the whey protein. And he goes through this period of detox in which you have negative symptoms for 3-4 days, and then they go away. But finally he got free of it completely, and all the itchiness and the rashiness around his eyes and face went away after several weeks of this cyclical detoxing that the whey was causing in his body. And people have had skin rashes, they've had expectoration problems where stuff's starting to come out the lungs. For me personally, when I got on this latest batch of One World Whey, I had 2 weeks of heavy expectoration lung stuff, which I feel was just a lot of the chemtrail aluminum stuff that had built up in my lungs was coming out. And I've had a couple other people report the same thing of the lung type condition happen after 2 weeks on the product. So there's this detox is being upregulated by taking the One World Whey. You're increasing your glutathione, and that's my message to people who want to take something that want to, be proactively protecting and or help you to reverse whatever's going on in your system to assist in detoxing the non-denatured whey protein that we offer is the strongest thing I found in my 25 years of nutritional practice.
Stephen, I've been thinking about this concept that when we're young, we take health for granted. We take it so much for granted that we are willing to trade our health for money. Yeah. And you were talking about this metallurgist, right?
Yeah.
He was willing to trade his health for money. And then as he get older, he's willing to trade the money that he's accumulated to try to buy his health back.
Yes.
Isn't that true of all of us?
It is, unfortunately. And it's unfortunate we have a society that's geared around the, monopoly money from the Federal Reserve System that is a debt-based money system that makes money, sort of scarce in terms of it's not corporations pay a minimal amount of hourly wage or salaries because they want to maximize their profits. And so you end up with everybody always having sort of like looking at the pie as though there's not enough pieces to the pie to take care of everyone. And so you end up with a mentality that's encouraging people to cut corners and to do what's necessary to pay the bills and, just do what's necessary to keep your job, even if it means compromising your principles. And it's really, really totally anti-life. I mean, people don't need to live this way. We don't need to live this way. This isn't the way things were designed to be lived. And I look forward to the day when enough adults become adults and choose to live a life, create a structure of society that is not based on fear and on limitation and on lack, but on abundance, because that's the way nature is designed. It's like if we model our society and our economy based on natural law, based on God's creation, there's an infinite amount of energy, there's an infinite amount of life force and abundance, and that's the way your economy should be. So until it's set up that way, you're going to have a lot of people not behaving optimally.
Stephen Heuer, Synergistic Nutrition, and we're talking about detoxifying and mercury poisoning. Who doesn't have it? I'll bet you most of us do. Just my thoughts. And when we come back, let's talk more about exactly what we need to do to detoxify. I believe that my system has more heavy metals in it than it should. By now you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration systems and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
No way. Is that a real bullet necklace?
No, it's a 9mm bullet necklace with matching earrings, you'll notice.
Those are awesome. Where'd you get them?
Dave found them at PatriotNecklace.com.
Wow.
They have a variety of calibers and necklaces and earrings and keychains.
PatriotNecklace.com?
PatriotNecklace.com.
Your choice of caliber bullet includes a rugged American-made stainless steel dog tag chain. A percentage of every sale goes to military and service-related charities. And get a discount by entering GCN at checkout. Show your patriotism and support our troops with a bullet necklace from PatriotNecklace.com.
So you've got to take a state construction license exam or certification. Can't decide on what books or what chapters to study? Discover right now how you can eliminate unnecessary books and wasted study time. At contractorexam.com, our study materials zero in on state-required test topics in an effective multiple-choice format. So whether you're a plumber, electrician, general contractor, or other construction-related trade, contractorexam.com will help get you prepared. Visit us at www.contractorexam.com today.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99, and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows. Pause and rewind live TV. Even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.
The human body is more than 60% water. Your brain and muscles are 75% water. And your blood is 92% water. Water's vital to your body, and alkalizing your water is the key to keep it running at its best. AlkaVision Plasma pH drops keep your entire body healthy, boosts energy, promotes weight loss, and even fights cancer. Call 800-518-7615 or go to alkavision.com to find out more. That's ALKAvision.com.
This is a healthcare alert from the Pain Relief Hotline. If you, a family member, or a loved one suffers from knee, back, shoulder, or ankle pain and have Medicare as your primary insurance, we've got great news. You don't have to suffer any longer. You can immediately qualify for a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost to you by calling our 24/7 Pain Relief Hotline at 866-389-0620. Delivery is free and all paperwork is handled for you. If you are on Medicare and have knee, back, shoulder, or ankle pain, don't wait. You can qualify to immediately receive a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost by calling our 24/7 Pain Hotline now at 866-389-0620. Our representatives are standing by 24/7 to take your call and rush you your pain-relieving brace at little or no cost to you. Shipping is free and all paperwork is handled for you. Just call 866-389-0620. That's 866-389-0620. Again, 866-389-0620.
This is Dan Pillett. Do you have the IRS money you can't pay? Are tax debts crippling you?
I've defended people from the IRS for over 30 years. I've helped thousands, and I can help you too. I wrote the book on IRS settlement, and I'm telling you, there's no such thing as a hopeless case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX to finally get free of IRS debt. With the IRS's new programs, there's never been a better time to solve your problem. Call 800-34-NO-TAX. That's 800-34-NO-TAX, or my website, danpilla.com.
Class Stephen Heuer's with us. Synergistic Nutrition, SGN80.com. Stephen, how do we detoxify from this mercury poisoning that many of us have?
Okay, so in order for the body to be able to, basically every cell of the body is designed to detoxify itself through the production of a chemical called glutathione, and the optimal level that each of your cells or your body is supposed to produce in an optimum state of health is 10% of the protein content of the cell, of every cell of the body, supposed to be glutathione. So that gives you a little bit of understanding of the high degree of importance that glutathione plays to each cell of the body. But due to toxicity and aging, that production is not happening, so toxins are accumulating in people's bodies. And while, people talk about cleansing the intestines and doing liver gallbladder flushes and kidney flushes and fasting and all that kind of stuff, it's really, those are all efforts to unburden the body and help the body raise more glutathione and detoxify. But ultimately, if you could fuel your body daily without having to interrupt your lifestyle with cleanses all the time, if you could fuel your body daily with a way to increase glutathione production, that would be the best possible answer. So of the different things that are offered on the market, there's the introduction of substances into the body which directly bind to and chelate heavy metals out. That would be DMPS and DMSA, which are prescription-based, and then they force it out through the kidneys, which weakens and damages the kidneys. So it's a risk that you take doing that. And then there's taking the natural products. As I said earlier, there's chlorella, nanonized chlorella, which is chlorella made into small particles that absorbs better. There's a compound in cilantro that's, you can take just cilantro extract or just isolated substances from cilantro that concentrate the active substance in cilantro. Then there's zeolite that's also known to chelate heavy metals out of the body. Sometimes people claim to use things like, bentonite clay in the intestines and things. There's a product that I worked with for years. I still carry it called Mercury Magnet, which is a humic fulvic acid type supplement from peat moss that's designed to be a magnet so that once it's in the intestines, the rest of the body signaled that, hey, there's something in there to bind this heavy metal in, so the body can start releasing mercury. And there's actual studies done on pigs where they would actually give them mercury and radioactively tag the mercury so that they could scan their bodies and see where the mercury is deposited in their body. And of the 4 groups of pigs fed this mercury magnet material at different concentrations, the ones that got the highest concentration of the mercury magnet in their diet were able to eliminate 87% of the mercury out of the nervous system in only 11 days. So that actually is quite effective too. But ultimately, when you introduce something into the body like these things I've just described, you're basically hoping that this small amount of material, these few molecules of this chelator, are going to manage to get through the intestines and chelate the entire wall of the intestines, which the surface area of the entire intestinal tract is like the surface area of a tennis court. It's a lot of surface area. So one of the products on the market that's this sulfur compound that's very expensive. It's about $150 a bottle, and you take this tiny, maybe a 1/16 of a teaspoon of a scoop once a day to help you chelate mercury out of the intestines. I mean, it's extremely expensive stuff, and you're hoping you're going to chelate the entire surface area of a tennis court, any mercury off the lining of your intestines. You're hoping it's going to come out from this stuff. Well, it's wishful thinking. I've used it. I've had clients use it. Nobody got results that they reported. Nobody would call back and order the stuff. It was just this huge expense, over $300 for just a 3-month supply. And most of these products are pretty pricey, and they're introducing into the body basically about a thimbleful of detox power. It's this little small amount of ability to detox, and yet your body has a much bigger capacity to detox if you just know how to turn it on. That's what I can talk about that in the next segment, I guess.
Absolutely. Let's talk about detoxifying the body, and let's try to do that naturally, safely. I'm Vin Finelli. This is USAPrepares.com. Stephen Heuer's with us. Synergistic Nutrition, SGN80.com. And if you'd like to call his company, 864-895-6250. 864-895-6250. We'll be right back. How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
Did you know that select musical tones have the power to heal? By listening to 7 amazing songs that contain these tones, you can experience the power of music therapy.
I used to work in a pretty stressful atmosphere, but I started using the whole tones in the office, and I'm experiencing more focus, motivation, peace, and better relationships.
WholeTones99.com is a unique music therapy program featuring 7 secret ancient healing frequencies uncovered in the music of King David. Now you too can unlock the healing secrets of the Bible, as we are offering a free sample of this music so that you can discover their power to heal, relieve stress, and break negative cycles.
I use the tones to calm my 5, 3, and 2-year-olds to stop the fighting, and it works.
Now you can experience the healing music therapy in the comfort of your own home or office. Visit WholeTones99.com and get a free song. Visit WHOLETones99.com today for your free song. That's WholeTones99.com. WholeTones99.com.
This is Dan Pilla. Do you owe the IRS money you can't pay? Are tax debts crippling you? I've defended people from the IRS for over 30 years. I've helped thousands, and I can help you too. I wrote the book on IRS settlement, and I'm telling you, there's no such thing as a hopeless case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX to finally get free of IRS debt. With the IRS's new programs, there's never been a better time to solve your problem. Call 800-34-NO-TAX. That's 800-34-NO-TAX, or my website, danpilla.com.
My dad was 59 when he collapsed from a heart attack late last year. Just this past August was when we spread his ashes on the St. Croix River. I loved my dad, but boy was he stubborn. He hadn't been to the doctor in over 25 years. His excuse? He simply couldn't afford it. He wasn't a rich man by any means. At less than $107 per month, LibertyOnCall.org would have been the perfect alternative for my father. Don't wait. Go to LibertyOnCall.org right now, for not just your sake, but for the sake of your loved ones. Again, that's LibertyOnCall.org.
Everyone all set, cocked, locked? Here we go. Hour number 2 of USAPrepares.com. We're continuing the discussion about detoxification. And mercury fillings have been poisoning us for generations. Stephen Heuer is with us, and he has experienced mercury poisoning from dental fillings. And he figured out the answer. And he's sharing that journey with us right here, right now, on USAPrepares.com. His website is SGN80.com. SGN80.com. Stephen, please continue with explaining to us the natural path for detoxifying heavy metals like mercury from our systems.
Okay, so as I said earlier, to turn on all the cells of the body's ability to produce this glutathione and detoxify is the best way to achieve these results that we're trying to get of getting it out of your system, not only mercury, but any pollutants that have been coming to your body, whether that's from diet or from the air or whatever. And so when you ingest this whey protein powder that we were talking about earlier, it's nature's richest source of a particular amino acid called cysteine, and especially it's 2 molecules of amino acids together that's called cysteine. It's a unique substance. It's not found readily in nature in its undamaged state. This is in a geometrical shape that your body can absorb, and your body absorbs that. A lot of times, if a person takes free amino acids like this L-cysteine, your intestinal lining will absorb the sulfur amino acid, and your bloodstream won't get any, your body won't get any because your intestinal lining wants it. But this form called cysteine, your body absorbs that into the bloodstream, and then that goes throughout all the body and absorbs into the cells of your body. It breaks down inside the cells into 2 molecules of cysteine, slightly different spelling, and that's the rate-limiting amino acid that's needed to combine with glutamic acid and glycine, 2 other amino acids. And when these 3 amino acids come together in the presence of a selenium-based enzyme, they make this peptide called glutathione. And that's the number one way by which your body neutralizes free radicals, and that's the number one way by which your body detoxifies itself. That substance will grab onto the mercury, neutralize the toxicity of the mercury so it can dislodge molecularly from its binding site to the protein tissue of your body or wherever it's bound to, thus neutralizing it so that it can enter into the circulation and then go to the liver, and the liver will filter it out and put it into the bile. So that once it's in the bile, the next time you've eaten a meal with fat in it and the bile goes into the intestines to help digest your fat, you end up with the mercury in your intestines. So one of the things you can do to ensure that mercury doesn't reabsorb into your body as it's going through the intestinal tract, you want to take this product called Pectaclear or Pectasol. There's 2 different products from the same company, Pectaclear or Pectasol. Either one will work. They're basically, it's a modified citrus pectin. If it's Pectasol, it's just modified citrus pectin. That's really, really powerful to be taking right at the beginning of the meal, just a scoopful. And so that when you could say the bile comes into the intestines at the beginning of the meal, entering from the stomach into the small intestines, then that Pectasol will be right there to bind the mercury permanently to itself so that it will be safely carried out. So taking about a half a scoop to a scoop twice a day of this unique whey protein powder. And the thing that makes it unique is that most whey protein powders are heat sterilized. This one is not. This one is cold sterilized. There's no heat involved in getting rid of all the microorganisms so that it's basically sterilized without heat. The other thing that makes it unique is there's energetic frequencies put into the product that sort of like impart to your body on the vibrational frequency level more of the energy and frequencies that support the production of glutathione, the upregulation of cell health, and in terms of actual just human results, the results have been, consistently very impressive. People report they have much more energy than normal. Their mood is better just from, taking 1 serving of this product. So it's unique of all the whey proteins out there. And when you look at the history of fresh liquid whey consumption in Europe, it was such a health-giving substance that they used to set up these spas. There was 160 spas set up throughout Germany, Switzerland, and Austria in the 1800s to be able to dispense fresh liquid whey from these dairies in the morning hours because it has a very limited shelf life before you can't use it. So they have to drink it like before 11 a.m. And people got all kinds of major healing results, age reversal results from doing this. But today's whey protein that you drink, or you consume, I should say, in the powdered form, isn't delivering those kind of results because it's been either derived from really unhealthy cows that are fed on agricultural waste products, and or it's too heavily processed and it's too denatured. And in my experience, working with a lot of different whey protein powders, or quite a few, I should say, they don't really generate these results. I've never seen these kind of results be generated like I'm seeing with this one product that we're talking about on your show. So it behooves somebody to get this kind of material to support their body's production of glutathione along with the Pectasol or Pectaclear to trap the mercury in the intestines and any chemical or heavy metal toxin. And then in addition to that, people are trace mineral and calcium deficient. And our body can't efficiently use trace minerals without enough calcium. Calcium is required in the body on a percentage of about 80% of our mineral needs are calcium-based and 20% of the trace minerals. And that's the same with plants and animals and humans. And because our soils have been demineralized and don't have those levels of calciums and trace minerals, we're constantly cellularly hungry all the time, even if we're eating organic, and things biochemically don't work right. We don't produce the enzymes and produce the proteins that we're supposed to produce. It's one of the reasons that a cow has to eat like 40% more protein in its diet when it doesn't get high mineral grasses or alfalfa in its diet. If it gets high mineral grasses or alfalfa in its diet, it requires only like 10 pounds of grain to produce 100 pounds of milk. Whereas if it gets a low mineral, low sugar content grass and or alfalfa, it will produce, it will need 30 pounds of grain to produce that same 100 pounds of milk. So the same with the human body. If you're not getting the calciums and the minerals in sufficient amounts, then your body requires more protein dietarily to compensate, which creates problems in and of itself. So I try and get people to broaden their perspective on the importance of supplementation to overcome what soils are not able to give to us in our food supply these days, and make a vast difference in the quality of your life, your energy, your well-being, your ability to produce this glutathione, detoxify. So I would say in general, to get a good trace mineral supplement, we have one called Mineral Magic, and then a good calcium product, a neutral calcium like calcium orotate or calcium gluconate. If you want to go further with this, you basically submit to me like 3 days worth of pH testing of your urine and saliva, which you can call our office to, get some instructions on that. But basically, keep track of your urine and saliva pH for 3 days, add them together, divide by 3, and get the average for your urine and saliva over 3 days. That information is then given to me in conjunction with a consultation form, and you end up giving me enough information to guide you on what specific alkalinizing or acidifying calciums you need, what kind of vitamin supplementation you need that's going to help upregulate your electrochemistry. So the whole electrochemistry of the body is going to be able to produce more energy like it's supposed to, because you're compensating for what the soils and the foods don't have in them right now.
Stephen, you're talking about trace minerals, and during hour number 1, we were talking about our farm and the grasses and that we're growing. When I fertilized the last time, which was about a year ago, I ordered. Normally, when you fertilize fields for grazing cows, it's typically nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. Mm-hmm. And some farmers just say, I just want the grain, so let's just go with the nitrogen, and they drive down the cost a little bit. What I did was, I ordered. I said I want to add trace minerals to the mix, but I want to add them 3 times the amount that would normally be ordered for a special order. The grass that we have grown is the best it's ever looked in terms of visual appearance.
Excellent.
So, yeah, I mean, it's absolutely magnificent. Now, it's turning brown, but 2 days ago it was absolutely magnificent. And it looks like the weather has caused it to, the leaves are falling off the trees at the same time. But it's absolutely magnificent. So what I'm saying is I believe you are absolutely correct. Based on the evidence, the anecdotal evidence that I've seen right here on our farm of multiple fields. And I've tried this on multiple fields, and I didn't put it in some places so I could compare, where we use the 3 times the trace minerals versus not using them. Dramatic difference, at least in my opinion. So now we're looking at the detoxification, and I wanted to discuss with you the sensitivity that some of us have to cell phone radiation. And here's where I'm going with this. What if the heavy metals in our bodies are causing some of us to be hypersensitive to electromagnetic radiation from cell phones? Have you drawn that connection?
Yeah, definitely, because they are electromagnetic particles. So you could say, becoming more of an antenna to conduct microwave radiation signals through your body due to the excessive amount of actually metallic, electron conductive mercury in your system.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and or aluminum too. I mean, basically, the human nervous system is supposed to function on a 7.83 hertz to 14 hertz. And when you're pumping microwaves through the air that are 900 billion hertz, smartphone meters and things like that are smart meters. Yeah, you're creating an invitation for, disease in the mass population.
Stephen Hewer's with us. Synergistic Nutrition, SGN80.com. Phone number 864-895-6250. By now you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration systems and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
My name is Bill Bonner, and I'm the president of the largest private news and research network in the world. And I paid for this airtime because I have an important message to the American people. There's a change coming that the government isn't telling you about. This change has deep implications for life in America, from where you shop to the doctors you visit and the family you want to protect. Look, I've made predictions like this before. Thing is, I was right then too. A few years ago, I warned that housing prices would collapse. They did. Before that, I warned that .com companies would crash. They did. Those who listened had a chance to save themselves. But this has nothing to do with the stock market. This will affect us all.
You can watch the video for free right now by going to $downfall.com. Again, that's $downfall.com.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pileski of the Pileski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states. Attention Xarelto users. If you or a loved one took Xarelto and suffered a serious bleeding event, you may be entitled to financial compensation. Xarelto is a popular prescription blood thinner used to prevent blood clots and protect patients from strokes. These serious bleeding events have led to numerous cases of hospitalization and even death. Phone lines are open 24/7. Call 800-261-0937. That's 800-261-0937.
My name is Don Wiskin. In 1994, I lost my 62-year-old father to complications of bypass surgery. In 1977, my 44-year-old brother was found dead in his apartment. He suffered a heart attack. In January of 98, my mother had a stroke and passed away in her bed. 21 days later, my 53-year-old brother passed away on his arrival to the hospital. He waited too long. In June that same year, I almost joined them at 42. What did I do? I took a 7-herb formula I now call Extendivite, made from garlic, cayenne, bilberry, ginkgo biloba, hawthorn, milk thistle, and valerian. Based on German studies of natural medicine, Extendivite is designed to clear blocked arteries, clean the toxins from your blood, and improve your immune system. To get your Extendivite, call 1-877-928-8822. That's 1-877-928-8822, or visit our website, heartdrop.com.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
Attention USA Prepares listeners. When you're on the road or have limited data or Wi-Fi, now you can listen to USA Prepares unfiltered and untapped at no extra charge on this non-federal phone number, 1-605-477-3249. Try it now to listen to USA Prepares 24/7 at no extra cost or data charges. These are not on federal lines. These are lines located on Indian reservations off the grid. Call 1-605-477-3249. No smartphones or internet needed. To hear USA Prepares untapped and off the grid, just call 1-605-477-3249.
Stephen Heuer is with us. Stephen, Coronary artery disease. What can we do about reversing some of that?
I had a man in the past, probably about 10 years ago, that got on a protocol that had 70% occluded carotid arteries, which also meant the rest of his body had that kind of occlusion too. Anyways, he got on a protocol that I recommended, and in 12 months he had 100% clean arteries. Basically, there's a lot of different causes of it, of plaque buildup in the arteries. One of the most common is that people are eating high-protein diets in our country and high-salt diets, and there's 49 different salts that are produced from metabolizing proteins and minerals. So there's some chloride salts, there's non-chloride mineral salts, and then there's these protein salts that are called urea salts or nitrogen salts from protein metabolism. And because people are not hydrating their bodies properly with like clean, super awesome water, like the best water to truly hydrate and clean the cells and keep it free of these salt accumulations is distilled water. And so drinking enough of that water or taking something like a pure filtered water, adding lemon juice so you get better hydration from the effect the lemon has on the water, or doing something to reduce the surface tension like perhaps Mega Hydrate or Crystal Energy, Patrick Flanagan's products, to make the water have less surface tension and hydrate you better. And drinking 4 ounces of that basically once every hour to every half hour, depending upon your body size. It's dependent upon your body weight. So half your body weight in ounces is the optimum amount of water to drink in a day. So if you're a 180-pound person, that would be 90 ounces of water per day. And you break that up into 4-ounce intervals over 16 hours. And so say 16 divided by 9. So, well, I think that right. But basically 4 ounces every hour, 4 to 5 ounces for most people. And then that'll keep the liver able to be hydrated and doing its job at detoxing and filtering and the kidneys filtering. But it won't be so much fluid that the body can't absorb it and end up excreting it through the kidneys quickly without it doing its job. So that, and then for people that have that, you could say high salt amounts in their bloodstream on a regular basis, they tend to have coagulated blood or thicker blood. If you look at it under a microscope, their blood cells are clumped together, which means that as blood goes through your small blood vessels, your capillaries, it's not going to be able to go through because it has to go through single file. So they're tending towards the blood clots and tending towards the strokes and the heart attacks from that kind of thickness of the blood. So it's really good for people to reduce that amount of salt accumulation by reducing their protein intake, which requires that they get back into the mineral supplementation. If they do the calcium supplementation correctly and the mineral supplementation, their liver produces protein more efficiently. They don't need as much dietary protein. They can rely more on fruits and vegetables and their juices, particularly fresh vegetable and fruit juice. The man that I helped out, I recommended that he get on more raw foods and raw fruits and vegetable juices and take certain supplements that reversed his arterial plaque 100% over 12 months. And so raw fruit and vegetable juices would be an excellent addition to the diet to help reduce the tendency towards blood clots and or plaque buildup. The other one is that anytime you take vegetable oils and you cook them and or buy vegetable oils that have not been cold processed at low temperatures and stored under refrigeration in dark bottles, you're consuming an oil that has lost its electron donating power, and it is now a free radical generating fat. And so when it's floating through your bloodstream, it can damage the lining of your arteries, and your body will attempt to repair the arteries. If you're young, it'll repair it. If you're older, it's not going to repair it real quickly, so it's going to tend to just want to put down calcium and cholesterol as a smooth surface over which blood can flow. So cooked vegetable oils and or vegetable oils processed with heat, stored in glass bottles and had all their antioxidants removed, their clear oils. Those are not oils to consume. They're very bad for us. The only kind of vegetable oils to consume are cold processed with all their phytochemical content and pigment content present, stored in dark bottles under refrigeration. That's the only kind to really consume, or olive oil. And then the various things that can cause this plaque buildup is homogenized pasteurized milk, chlorine in the drinking water, And I guess I'll continue on the other side of the break.
Yeah, chlorine in the drinking water, and let's add fluoride to that.
Yeah.
Stephen Hewer's with us, Synergistic Nutrition, and you can get to the website sgn80.com or go to page 1 of usaprepares.com. We'll be right back.
I am a 47-year-old female and had a heart attack in 2005. This is Alice from New Jersey. I still get angina, even with 4 stents. I was taking nitro 2 or 3 times a week. The very first day after taking Heart and Body Extract, the chest pain was gone. Now I don't wear a nitro patch.
Learn the secrets of an effective, natural, 100% organic nutritional supplement for a healthy heart and circulation at hbextract.com.
No way. Is that a real bullet necklace?
No, it's a 9mm bullet necklace with matching earrings, you'll notice.
Those are awesome. Where'd you get them?
Dave found them at patriotnecklace.com.
Wow.
They have a variety of calibers and necklaces, earrings, and keychains.
Patriotnecklace.com?
Patriotnecklace.com.
Your choice of caliber bullet includes a rugged American-made stainless steel dog tag chain. A percentage of every sale goes to military and service-related charities. And get a discount by entering GCN at checkout. Show your patriotism and support our troops with a bullet necklace from patriotnecklace.com.
Is negative content or comments on the web affecting your personal or professional reputation? Unfavorable comments, embarrassing pictures, videos, legal documents, and bad tweets can ruin your personal life, your career, or your business. It happens a lot, and it's just not fair. But what can you do? Reputation.com can protect your good name. Get a free consultation now at 800-831-0771. That's 800-831-0771. Call right now for a free expert reputation analysis. It's easy to squash the unfair attacks with our patented system, and the analysis is absolutely free. Make the best things about you jump out in searches. Protect your personal and professional reputation, your business, and your income. Get your free reputation analysis from Reputation.com right now. Call 800-831-0771. 800-831-0771. 800-831-0771.
Silver has always been nature's very own antibiotic, and only one system allows you to produce an endless supply of nano-sized silver solutions right from the convenience of your home. Silver Lungs. With the addition of our unique lung delivery system, respiratory infections are targeted directly, where traditional oral administration simply cannot reach. This pioneering method also preserves the original particle sizes and delivers your silver solution directly into the bloodstream. See the Silver Lungs generator and lung delivery system at silverlungs.com. That's silverlungs.com.
My name is Bill Bonner, and I'm the president of the largest private news and research network in the world. And I paid for this airtime because I have an important message to the American people. There's a change coming that the government isn't telling you about. This change has deep implications for life in America, from where you shop to the doctors you visit and the family you want to protect. Look, I've made predictions like this before. Thing is, I was right then too. A few years ago, I warned that housing prices would collapse. They did. Before that, I warned that .com companies would crash. They did. Those who listened had a chance to save themselves. But this has nothing to do with the stock market. This will affect us all.
You can watch the video for free right now by going to $downfall.com. Again, that's $downfall.com.
Hey, Berkey Guy here. Are you still drinking unfiltered tap water? Does your water contain chlorine or fluoride? Will you have drinkable water in an emergency? The Berkey Guy is here to help you remove these and other potential contaminants from your water, thus helping you drink clean, purified water. We offer Berkey water purification systems at the lowest available prices online. Don't go another moment without Berkey system. Over the last 10 years, we've helped thousands drink clean, purified water. Join them by visiting goberkey.com or call me, the Berkey Guy, at 877-886-3653. That's 877-886-3653.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99, and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows. Pause and rewind live TV. Even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MyTV. 1-855-905-MyTV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MyTV. 1-855-905-MyTV.
Stephen Heuer's with us, Synergistic Nutrition, SGN80.com, SGN80.com. And we're talking about vegetable oils. We're talking about heated vegetable oils. And that brings, obviously, to the point, one of America's favorite foods, French fries, right?
Yeah.
So, Stephen, how bad are French fries?
They're actually quite good for you if you use a saturated fat when you cook. So that would be beef tallow or pork fat or coconut fat. That was the traditional way that French fries and frying foods actually originally started, was with saturated animal fats and/or coconut fat. And the thing about a saturated oil is that the carbon chain of the fatty molecule is saturated with hydrogen, so there's no room for oxygen molecules to become bound up and create free radicals. And so it's actually this stable, heart-healthy, cardiovascular healthy form of fat to consume. If you're going to fry anything, it would be best to do it in either ghee, which is clarified butter, coconut fat, beef fat, or pork fat, or duck fat, things like that are saturated animal fats. Those are heart-healthy, heart-protective types of fats. And then the other is just, saturated fats in general, looking at them differently than what we've been taught, that they're okay to keep in the diet. They can be very good for you and health-giving. If you can tolerate raw milk at all, then, the benefits of raw milk and raw milk fat are quite remarkable for the nervous system, for the body. But once you pasteurize and homogenize that milk, then that becomes the problem. So you rupture open these fat cells to make them smaller, and when you run it through homogenization is running through milk through a high-speed pressurized tubing where they go through a fine screen. The milk goes through a fine screen, and this fine screen breaks up the fat particles into super, super small fat particles so that they stay suspended and don't separate into cream at the top. The inside the fat cells is like xanthine oxidase, and this particular enzyme ends up irritating the lining of the arteries, and it's one of the substances that's found deposited into in high amounts in the plaque of people's arterial walls that have had plaque buildup. So that's theorized to be another contributor to plaque buildup in the arteries. It's homogenized, pasteurized milk, but raw milk doesn't confer those negatives. It's all positives with raw. So long as you can tolerate the raw milk at all, then raw milk is the kind to use. As I said before, chlorine too. A lot of people may still drink tap water, getting chlorine in their water, which chlorine is a major oxidant, which means it can damage the lining of your arteries. Studies done on pigeons showed that if they were given chlorinated water, that they got cardiovascular disease within a few weeks or months of using that as their drinking water. And here you have a vegetarian animal eating only grains that doesn't get cardiovascular disease at all unless it's consuming chlorinated water. And I think actually one of the historical things I recall was that one of the gorillas in captivity died at a certain age in the zoo, and people couldn't understand it because it's just a total vegetarian, and they're not connecting the links that it was drinking chlorinated water. And so that's a big one that people aren't aware of. Smoking, of course, is bad. It's going to create free radicals in the bloodstream, so that's contributing to plaque buildup in the arteries. Anything that creates inflammation on the lining of the arteries is contributing to plaque buildup. So there's a lot of different oxidants, free radicals that you could be exposed to that could do that, but those are some of the ones that you have control over, that you can drink purified water free of chlorine. You can choose to not drink homogenized pasteurized milk. You can choose to fry with better oils or use oils in their raw state and not create free radical damage. You can choose not to cigarette smoke. These are things that you do have control over. And don't have to have plaque. And then if you do have plaque built up already, things that can help reverse it would be anything that helps heal the arterial lining, anything that helps reverse the plaque buildup. So there's calcium that's in that plaque. So one of the things that's really good to take is a supplement we carry called Synergy K. It's vitamin K2. Vitamin K2 is now known to be the key vitamin involved in calcium metabolism. So what's neat about this is that animal studies with plaque on the lining of arteries of rats and stuff have showed the reversal of that plaque, and calcification, I should say, just from taking vitamin K2, because it goes in and activates this chemical pathway in your body to remove calcium deposits in the joints and in the soft tissues where they're deposited incorrectly, causing disease, and cause those calciums to be utilized correctly in the tissues and in the bones and in the teeth where they're supposed to be used. And so vitamin K2 is really good. The other one is nitric oxide. And so when you've got calcium, cholesterol, plaque buildup in the arteries, when you increase your nitric oxide levels in your arterial lining, then you actually have sort of like your own natural cleanser that cleans off the plaque naturally on its own. So there's various products on the market that you could take to increase the nitric oxide levels. One natural food in nature that's got nitrates in it that convert into nitric oxide in your body is beets. So beet juice, raw beets, those would be the optimum forms to take it. There's even beet juice powder on the market. We carry one of those, that beet juice powder. Or making fresh juice again, fresh vegetable juice with the beets in it would be another excellent way to continue to have more nitric oxide to cleanse your arteries of plaque over time. And then of course the products you've got advertised do help to, I believe, clean the arteries too. You know, that the heart and body extract with the garlic and cayenne, and I mean those products have been known to thin the blood and support cleansing of the arteries for a long time. So all those things can be used to, help reverse what's there, along with the things I said about salts earlier. That's another big one that most people overlook. They don't realize that the salts are building up over time, and the salts actually impregnate the smooth muscles of the body, which one of the muscles that's lining your arteries or enclosing your arteries is smooth muscles, so they impregnate the arterial muscles, smooth muscle around the arteries, and they cause a hardening of the arteries from the salt accumulation. So I'm not saying that like good Celtic salt, Himalayan salt, and pink salt are bad for us. I'm just simply saying that the overall amount of salts that people consume or produce from eating proteins tends to be excessively high, and they tend to not drink the right kind of water to clean those out on a daily basis. And so over time, the arteries tend to become harder, and the blood tends to become thicker, which creates high blood pressure and tendency towards blood clots and things.
Stephen, when you were at the expo, did you get a chance to meet Dr. Norman Shealy?
No, I didn't.
Okay. He was at the expo when you were here with us, and he absolutely positively agrees with what you were saying about nitric oxide. And he takes it every day and is recommended for our class here that we all consume nitric oxide. And so every member of our family does. So you're right on the money with that as well. Stephen, I'm on this bent against cell phones. And have you found any other evidence that cell phones are causing problems with our bodies that we can, okay, what have you found?
Well, I mean, I've seen the studies where they've done them on rats' brains, where the exposure of a rat's brain to cell phone radiation causes the lesions to form, or, little brown holes that are created in their brain tissue.
Right.
So it's obviously that ionizing radiation is going in and physically ionizing and taking electrons off of the cells of the nerve tissue, which is a free radical generating activity. So the body has to then try and heal that, and or it remains a permanently damaged cell. And since there's been enough people, reporting, hey, I've had a brain tumor that's developed right here in the area where I, put my cell phone. There's such a consistent pattern that happens that cell phones are bad. We have something called, what's it called? I gotta find it. It's gold something or other. It's basically this little pad that rests or pastes over the earpiece, the little area through which your volume comes into your ear. And it's I think if you put in like cell phone protector on our website, you'll probably find it. But we have a cell phone protection device where it's this little gold pad, and you put it over the earpiece, and it blocks that radiation by like 99%. And then the other one is if you have like a cell phone, those put out, I mean, like, not a cell phone, but I mean, I got like a flip phone myself. I'm still doing the prehistoric type cell phones, but most people have the iPhones and the Samsung, smartphones and stuff, and those are generating a lot more of that power, of that negative microwave radiation energy. And they would be wise to check out, there's a guy named Thunder who has a website, what's his website name? I'm forgetting it right now. He can put a hologram on the desktop for your screen for your cell phone, that literally neutralizes the negative radiation. It's pretty impressive. And I've felt the energy from his holograms. They make you feel really good. And that would be what I would do if I had one of those smartphones that most people have. I would buy that I would pay the whatever $2 a month fee or whatever it is to have that hologram put to my glass screen for my phone, and change the energy so that I don't have to worry about the cell phone radiation at all.
There's some statistics that I've read that say that about 87% of the world's population uses cell phones. And I've been doing some seminars around the country where I've asked, how many people have cell phones. In the seminar room, it's everybody. Mm-hmm. And I've done this in multiple locations, multiple states. And then we talk about the cancer rates, and we talk about, the anecdotal evidence, and we talk about, where ladies store their cell phones and so forth, and their bras, and how they're getting breast cancer. And then even with this anecdotal evidence, even if they believe half of it being true, no one is willing to dump his or her cell phone. And so some more information says that if you use a cell phone for 5 years, you have a 34% chance of getting cancer. And if you've made more than 5,500 calls in your lifetime, 58% chance of getting cancer. And if you used your cell phone for 266 hours or more, a 49% chance of getting cancer. We'll be right back. How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
Owe $10,000 or more to the IRS?
Get on board with the Tax Admiral. Don't pick on the IRS alone. I'll cut penalties and reduce your overall tax bill. Sometimes I can even get it zeroed out completely.
We're an A-rated company helping people clean up their mess with the IRS.
If you owe $10,000 or more, then call the Tax Admiral.
Call 800-287-7180. Again, that's 800-287-7180. 800-287-7180.
So you've got to take a state construction license exam or certification. Can't decide on what books or what chapters to study? Discover right now how you can eliminate unnecessary books and wasted study time. At contractorexam.com, our study materials zero in on state-required test topics in an effective, multiple-choice format. So whether you're a plumber, electrician, general contractor, or other construction-related trade, contractorexam.com will help get you prepared. Visit us at www.contractorexam.com today.
Many are in disbelief today after word of shocking allegations against a Minnesota-based talk syndication company known as GCN. It's claimed that they're the fourth largest talk syndication company in the U.S., making it even more scandalous that they've been accused of helping business owners expose themselves on a massive scale. Let's go live to Tom for more on this story.
It's being called the greatest exposure of our lifetime, while other business owners are beginning to step forward claiming they, too, exposed themselves with the help of GCN.
It's true. They're all guilty. Every last one of them. GCN helped me get the exposure my company needed, and just think, that was years ago. Today, GCN has like 700 affiliate stations and over 6 million downloads from iTunes and their website every month.
Imagine the exposure your company can get. Expose your business to the masses. Email advertise@gcnlive.com. Easy, affordable, effective. GCN.
Healthy, organic, fresh fish, robust, mouth-watering vegetables, all from your home. It's called aquaponics. This brilliant, self-sustaining protein and veggie system is perfect for year-round growing. Know exactly where your food is coming from. Aquaponicssource.com is the one-stop shop for all your needs. Fish, fish food, plumbing, full systems, classes, and more. Learn to build your own system. Go to aquaponicssource.com for a free guide to aquaponics. That's aquaponicssource.com.
Do you have difficulty taking supplements? Are you searching for a high-quality, complete nutritional drink that your whole family will love? NutriMedical's Life Support has arrived. All of your daily nutritional requirements in one quick, delicious drink. Dr. Bill Deagle's Life Support is a proprietary blend of vegan protein, activated vitamins, essential minerals, amino acids, probiotics, green tea, digestive enzymes, anti-inflammatories, cancer prevention, detoxification, and much more. Your body will high-five you for this one. Life Support is the best complete nutrition meal replacement on the market. Whether you are an elite athlete, have post-operative challenges, chronic illness, elderly, or a family that just wants a quick, delicious drink, try Dr. Bill Deagle's Life Support for optimized nutrition in one great tasting smoothie. Just add cold water, almond milk, fruit, or anything else you like. NutriMedical's Life Support. Try our great tasting chocolate or vanilla today. Call 888-212-8871 or visit us online at NutriMedical.com. NutriMedical.com for the whole family.
KDArmor.com is your one-stop shop for the most affordable body armor period, with packages starting at $169.99 and free shipping on every order. Why would you go anywhere else? KD offers soft armor and rifle threat rated armor up to level 4. Go to KDArmor.com and get your body armor today while you still can. Mention this ad and receive a free water purification kit for a limited time with any body armor package. Go to KDArmor.com. That's CATI armor.com. Come and take it.
Class, Stephen Heuer with us. Steve, I want to share something about electrostatic painting, and this will kind of illustrate the damage, or the siege that we're under. Many years ago, back in the 1980s, I worked for a bank, and in this bank we had one of those rooms that had a lot of employees, and there were a lot of screens, computer screens, and we had this metal furniture. Metal filing cabinets and metal desks and so forth with wooden tops. And the management decided to have a company come in and professionally spray paint this metal furniture. And they used a process called electrostatic painting. And that would use a spray gun. But the neat thing about this was they would attach a wire to provide a charge to the metal furniture that they were spraying, and they would the paint would just go right to that metal object being painted, that desk or that filing cabinet. It was really cool. So they didn't have to, put drop cloths everywhere. They just a small area, maybe 10 feet around the furniture they were painting, and they'd spray it, and the paint would just go right to it. Well, here's what happened. Now, in the same room, 150 feet away were some of these monitors, and some of the employees left their monitors on. Well, the paint flew across this room and stuck to the monitors that were left on. Only the ones that were left on.
Wow.
Yeah. So why does this relate? Well, many of us, had jobs or still have jobs where we work in these rooms that have lots of computers and lots of electromagnetic radiation. And now those rooms would be filled with people who have cell phones. All of them would have a cell phone, because who doesn't have a cell phone except me? And here's the whole point. Let's say we've done damage to our bodies. Let's say we have these free radicals, causing cancer. Can we detoxify? Can we repair our bodies from that damage? And maybe reverse some of the dementia that we're receiving from the chemtrails and the mercury fillings and the toxins in our food. What do you think?
Yeah, it's just that it requires a bit of effort. It's basically you're wanting to get the body to have what I've found personally is that when you're younger, you produce enough antioxidant enzymes and you're able to neutralize free radicals enough that you don't experience much of the effects in such a noticeable way as to dramatically, destroy your quality of life. But as you get older, your production of these antioxidant enzymes declines, and so more and more you feel the effect of any stressor, and that could be one bad meal or whatever. And so when you eat raw food, raw vegetable juice, raw fruit juice, you're drinking something that's full of electrons. It's electron donating liquid, and when you pasteurize it or cook it, you've lost those electrons. So now it's going to steal electrons out of your body and contribute to inflammation. And so if you really want to experience the highest quality life, you want to feel your best, you want to have the clearest mind and all that, and the best mood, you have to have more neutralization of free radicals going on in your body than our free radical damage occurring. And the only way that I've found to do that is through supplementation and through consuming a raw food diet, mostly to 100% raw food diet. So most people aren't willing to do that, but that's what I personally have found, and I've seen people that do it correctly. They look the youngest, they function the best, the skin looks the best, all of that.
Now, when you say raw food, we're not talking about raw meat.
No, we're talking about taking like nuts and seeds, soaking them, germinating them, and then making them into nut yogurts or seed yogurts through culturing them and eating those as your protein fat source, and doing fruits and vegetables, both solid and juices, and and good fats. And that's
Stephen, thanks so much for being with us. That's Stephen Heuer.
Thank you very much.
Synergistic Nutrition, if you'd like to go to the website, sgn80.com. sgn80.com. Phone number, 864-895-6250. 864-895-6250. Class, above all, honesty and integrity. What happens next is up to you. By now you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration systems and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
Did you know that select musical tones have the power to heal? By listening to 7 amazing songs that contain these tones, you can experience the power of music therapy.
I used to work in a pretty stressful atmosphere, but I started using the whole tones in the office, and I'm experiencing more focus, motivation, peace, and better relationships.
WholeTones99.com is a unique music therapy program featuring 7 secret ancient healing frequencies uncovered in the music of King David. Now you too can unlock the healing secrets of the Bible, as we are offering a free sample of this music so that you can discover their power to heal, relieve stress, and break negative cycles.
I use the tones to calm my 5, 3, and 2-year-olds to stop the fighting, and it works.
Now you can experience the healing music therapy in the comfort of your own home or office. Visit WholeTones99.com and get a free song. Visit WHOLETones99.com today for your free song. That's WholeTones99.com. WholeTones99.com.